Miss Beverly, who is also an actor in the play.
Cries of the Black Butterfly.
And what is your role?
A couple of roles. One is the narrator who really does a lot of interviewing and sharing the history connections between what experienced Black women's lives. And also I get to be the host at the retreat.
Okay.
Yes.
Awesome. I love it. So my question for you today, Miss Beverly, is what is trauma to you and how has it impacted your life?
Well, my personal first trauma was losing my mother as a child. She died very suddenly on a Saturday afternoon after shopping. It kind of shook us because you think your parents don't leave.
Mm-hmm.
And so anyway, we got through that. Blessed to have the support of my father. I went to school and became an elementary school teacher. And for some divine reason, I noticed the children in my class who had trauma histories.
Mm-hmm.
And that propelled me to go back to school and get a degree in social work so I could do something about the trauma in children. Subsequently, I worked with children dying of cancer and leukemia. Later, I was trained to work with veterans with post-traumatic stress disorder, returning from Vietnam. And after 16 years of that, I went back to working in child welfare with all manner of childhood abuses, adverse life experiences that were absolutely horrific. But over those many years, I suffered heart failure twice. So I had secondary trauma and vicarious trauma from just dealing with their horrible stories, the rescues and the failures and the losses in those situations. And I decided to leave the direct care work and build a company to help all of the workers on the front lines of other people's tragedies and victimization with compassion fatigue.
Yeah.
And I was doing that right up and through the COVID experience when my work really ramped up. So being experienced with all the losses, the horrors, the grief, the anger, the rage, the racism, at some point I broke completely with my third heart failure. That's what trauma does secondarily to people.
Yeah.
And so I stopped working because my life depended on it. And then when I met Sonjay and I got a chance to be a part of telling this story of women's trauma, it's like my work continues.
Yes.
So I was just I'm honored and thrilled to be able to continue helping to tell this story so that more people could realize that they need to talk and speak up and be supported and helped no matter what. The secrets that people have kept have destroyed so many lives. But this is a breakout from the secrets.
Yeah, and I can see why you're so passionate about this play because it actually promotes that message of talking it out, getting therapy, getting that help that we need. Because the supporters, we're considered first responders, basically,
we are, all of them.
And we need the help as well. So I'm excited that you're on this side after so much experience on that side, to where now you're just in the place of freedom of expression.
Yes,
this is really releasing,
and encouraging people to talk.
That's awesome. I love it.
Thank you. I do
Thank you so much for sharing, Miss Beverly.
Thank you so much for having me.